Hi, did you know where I was been? Greetings everyone, boys and girls. This is James here speaking. It's been about 4 days ago. I know it's about the 4 days after, as because I went to iPad and check on to outside of Facebook, and there was the kids on message there talk about this currently as a trend. Still checking into the iPad, and usually the Wi-Fi has still gone to as kids responds to the say, James, where have you? James, where have you trips? And come back to work, man, please, and stuff like that. Says kids was talking back to a message here. Here I am. So there's a lot of stuff in here for a while. I just have explained 4 days, 4 days this period, because I just my James family just spent a lot there to take the meeting and the meeting centers at the hospital. Curiosity is have a special children that specialized that child, which is I was truly have a Chiang Mai hospital that has since I was child testing it just testified IQ for tested, and I always have a lot pretty much except as a lot of has weakenly to be the learning disability just have the children have the Down syndrome, systematic to be the special children's has extremely encouragements of courage on these children's, and where I was that the kids except obviously just have the associating the Chiang Mai have the autism group associate the Chiang Mai, and instead to be the Thai autism group associate the Chiang Mai. So recently has this what I had to keep him Chiang Mai occupied on their required to the vacation. Instead, as I went to the Chiang Mai hospital and to go up to a fourth floor, and I went to the families that have the grandchildren, the children are surrounded and surrounded by this family, and instead we just had to increasingly grew them up to documented units of documents. And as a really course, so special educations as honors that have the honor firms have the courage currently to have the objective and the subject. Subjectively, they have to got out here for the step-by-step the furnace as plus there even have the teaching. As a little to be says occupied for Chiang Mai, spent a lot there years as a full kind of a decade, and followed with years to have the Chiang Mai as a hospital for 10 is spent about the 10 years have passed, and the way back goes. I do have I am being the young adulthood for now, and I have to a lot of studied with the arts craftings instructors, art instructor, with a follow of art teacher supporter, and there's a bunch of Chiang Mai evening, and I went to the night marketplace. And when I just walk around here, there's a bunch of handmade silver rings and properties. And as there's a lot, there's tourism tourism, the people have the Germany French, including Asian like Korean, Chinese, Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore. Pretty much just people have a holidays, uh, vacation, and amazing Thailand's tours that took the place within. Instead, artists have a previous as well as sent to the Thai Autism Group Associate Chiang Mai, and I went to a resort village, and obviously after getting given to the decorate and paint it. Have I long years have long studied have to of a poster painting, and perhaps as I've spent half a lot there's art this apartment there's at the stage, and all of it the hallway that night market, and instead I just have to got out from the subject and the object, and I got out from hospital for head back to the hotels residently, to always have those have this I fell asleep in about the 4 days period. If families and surrounding the grandchildren are usually the grandchildren by themselves to for families their own children, as that's a lot of heavy subject in here, and we can do a lot of way to inhabit this of cooperate is to be the autistic Thai operation and Thai Autism Group Associate, and a lot of here is about associating these people and the setting up a corner in this up there as a part of us crumbled at that time at the hotels, at the hospital, the meeting centers. As a lot of you have the same as crumbled these days too. And at least this came to follow friends as Penny Parkers. It came into Chiang Mai. I just met her for the very first time to the mass of the before, and we have my grandchildren's friends with Ironmans and Rhino, and actually the Bundogs there have the fat drawer, hook, and arrow, something like that. And around there's 4 days periods. At the times I was got out here, so I was objected, and then grandchildren just got out from the education, and then I went to the night market walking place, which was originally going to Maya Chiang Mai place as a festival, but it was denied, and as families descending onto the market that took place, and I was looking up to the plush toy. There's a plush dolls, stuffed the animals is surrounded everywhere. It's just halved. So much depth to be is Angry Birds plush doll. After I was just looking to the Angry Birds plush doll, has the families that purchased the plush dolls as collection against I was wishes, and I'm really happy about the Angry Birds plush toy. It's the same things as to be how the family decided to wash the Angry Birds doll stuff as all dirty, and to make the cleaner has a smell it just softly as makes good. And I was usually of Angry Bird fans. That I am actually Angry Bird fans, and I just broke to iPhones and iPad, and I downloaded two of the apps. It's only have a demo version, so I played this before a while since I was a childhood. And back to 2016, so I watched the Angry Birds movie, which is kind of cartoonish, the 3D animation. It's very funny. There's clips. This is a lot of times 2010 decades. Let's give about 30 years. Takes us forth a predictable 30 years of their life. And I got off and check out the hotels, and I was just letting the two hospital have given the choice to be the joint with the grandchildren, but I was just said I'll stay in here. And the Penny Parker is sitting is here, and looking us up here, and a sweetly adorable face with a Penny Parker. I just recognized this nicely to hear to see her, Penny Parker. And I got out of the hospital, and I went to Central Festival, and I was a Brock too. And I went to Potato Center with the customers, and I ordered two of the mega chicken pops, and I tasted it, and the cheese, the sour cream, and it tastes like, wow, what does it taste like? A spectacular. Man, says families in presence have it said that it tastes like a chicken pops that's spectacular. That's his taste has a very good. Nicely is a good to taste seeds by the Central Festival. And I got out here, and I went to 7-Eleven to have a dinner, and I finally got back to head back to home, and finally just got out here, and they got a release. And the others have mentioned with the kids, he was addicted loud earphones, playing the phones. All those smartphones is on it, and the family just did want to get off to earphones. It was he's still addicted. Earphones are right upon us with loud and hearing loose there, and he makes epilepsy. And I don't know. That kid is named Michael Michigan's Skyler's Upshore. I would just have to call it a Markley the English's name is of him. But the kids have still having the addicted earphones as loud banger up to the eardrum, and it makes the headaches, it hurts. And if he says play it loud to the phones have an earphone, but he having to go into seizures by epilepsy. And perhaps his Upshore family have to take care of this with grandson. It's the same things as really stupid things cause of addicted this world. And also I have something in here. Introducing colorful, brilliant crayon. That's a colorful. And see this open up here. Ooh. Did you see this? It's a 12 colorful. I just gonna be mix the colors. Mix the arts and animations too. And then also have this one's 3D paper, which is survived by Struggles paper. So let's have this shape of that. this is gonna be the way to it. Without breaking it. So difficult. This one's actually the 3D trucks, the paper craft. It's a blend of Toyota, and we got a tiger, the eye of a tiger, and we're closer up, and to show it like this. Oh, this really best part. It's going to be like this. That's funny. And we have something neck taping, look like Spider-Man. And I drawn it here. Actually, this is pretty okay. And we have someone just have the Central Festival. I got the single, and then Lampoon had a gift and have to take us this one. Well, basically, those are Sunday, the aftermath, this update. Well, that's it. And I'll see you in the next videos as always. Later.